somebody is born today. People are born today. They are the embodiment of this transit. You are the embodiment of the transit. You are the embodiment and the walking. You are a walking, living piece of the freaking universe,
but
bro.
Then, I mean, I could take it even one step further than that. Everything is.
Yeah, bro.
Not just us, not just human beings, but everything we make is an embodiment of the universe in its energy and our projection of it. Right?
Come on.
And even, and you said earlier, we all have a spine, right? And we're all connected in some type of way to the energy that is flowing throughout,
And think about how things are made. Think about how things are made. Why do we need a staff or some type of straight line to have energy to flow correctly? Like, bro, everything is built to, especially if like electricity is involved. Look how electricity needs to be ran. Look how it's set up, and then look at the human body.
It has to be run. Yeah, I see what you're saying. And
then and the spine's not even a full straight. It's not even a straight
line. Dude, that's so true. And there's a lot of things like I know there's a lot of course, it came sacral secretion or sacred secretion, where it's about the energy that flows up your spine and essentially being able to manipulate that energy to go to your pituitary gland.
Yeah,
and then it produces this like crazy psychedelic experience where you can like ayahuasca to be
oh my god, that's Christ rising.
Yeah, yes.
That's Christ rising.
Yes, Christ rising through
the resurrection.
Yes, through your spine. And then they're saying that Christ dying and you're sitting there for a day would be in that pituitary gland. And then it like takes a while for it to basically settle. And then you have this crazy experience. And I have a buddy of mine, shout out to Tyler Harris. This dude always puts you on like a bunch of different conspiracy theories.
I love it.
Stuff. And he's the one that kind of introduced me to this. And he was saying how it'll sit there and essentially it gives you this crazy psychedelic experience, right? But it has to be aligned with the moon and from the month from the moon, 30 days from the moon from which you were born, right? And then if you do it from this, you can reach true enlightenment or something like that. And this was taught by monks in the ancient tribes in... I know I'm butchering this, but just think like Buddhist monks and stuff like that. I'm sure it wasn't Buddhist monk because, I'm sure you're going to blow me up for this, but that's okay. Ultimately, it's about this energy flowing throughout your body and through your spine, and like you were saying, to kind of circle back to my point, if everything has a spine, every living animal being, your dog to your cat to maybe a fish, everything's got a spine, then that means that everything has that energy, which then means if that energy is coming from the universe, that everything we do and everything we are and everything we, put out to every other energy being is a projection of our perception of the universe. Does that make sense?
Bruh, okay. you get it for yourself.
Yeah.
You said it for yourself, bro. Yeah. It's like, dude, you broke down what made sense for you and to understand how you are connected to all. Like you're not separate. And then once you're like, it's like, what is it? Oh boy, the little boy from the Matrix. It's like, to bend a spoon, that's preposterous. But in order to move it, you have to realize that there is no spoon. So there's no spoon. It's like now you understand that. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I'm with all of this. I am making this, bro. That's why, dog. I get excited about this because do you realize? And it's that's why Neo had that struggle to kind of break out, even with himself. Think about it. He got out the Matrix. Yep. Experienced a little bit. Had a freaking meltdown, and then kind of came to. He had to get the training. And okay, and it's kind of shaky. But then you start to know your stuff, and you start to get the programming. You start to bet. Like, okay, now I can't do the same thing I was doing because I'm no longer in the construct. I'm no longer the construct. I gotta stay true. I gotta stay strong. I gotta stay in this because it's right. And it's the path. It's my path. I'm gonna be straight. I'm good. and you follow that path. It's hard in the beginning, but then you start because you're slowly reconnecting to the all, to God, to the universe, to all of it, man. Like you are piecing it together to now begin to like utilize this integration of self. So then when you at the seat of God, which is you in the seat, the pineal gland sign, or whatever, however y'all break it down, it's the same shit. Yeah. You then but that's where the confidence comes from. That's where the protection comes from. That's where the power comes from. That's where like knowing like I'm about to make this, like you know yourself, because you start be getting more comfortable with those integrations with the truth of self. You're like, yo, I do have a connection with this rabbit outside. Oh, bro, the bees, they don't sting me. They just sit on me, man. The freak, bro, like it's all of it, man. And once people get to a point of themselves of like realizing the truth in themselves and just having appreciation of like life and appreciation of their life, appreciation of like it all, like bruh, you start living different, you start being different, things start happening different, and man, like shit, when you came today, like bro, I'm excited, but I'm not surprised because I stayed true. It's like you stayed true. Like, okay, you are an embodiment. If I'm all the universe, right? If I'm part of this tree, what is a tree doing? A tree being strong, being a tree. Yeah. Ain't nothing stopping that tree being a tree. It's that tree.
And it's gonna do what it's gonna do.
It's gonna do